All right, guys, let's get into it. You have to pass the logical reasoning for CBP, the logical reasoning test. I'm going to give you some questions from our actual prep quiz we used for the past 7 years here. It helps a lot. At 84% rate, this test helped with the actual logical reasoning test. Okay, let's keep it going. Here we go. Entrapment occurs when law enforcement induces a person to commit a crime they otherwise would not have committed. You understand that so far? Okay. The key factor is predisposition. If the individual was already willing to commit the crime, the defense generally fails. However, courts look at the conduct of both the defendant and the government agent, looking at both parties. If the agent used excessive pressure, deception, or manipulation, or entrapment, they may be a successful defense. However, even if the crime was completed, interesting, right? Which can be validly concluded. A, entrapment almost always ends in acquittal. B, a person already inclined to offend can still claim entrapment. C, government agents can never use deception. D, entrapment is based on government inducement and lack of predisposition. Remember, this is a logical reasoning test, okay? Unlike anything else ever. So what's the answer, you think? A, B, C, or D? If you said D, you're right. Entrapment is based on government inducement and lack of predisposition, okay? That's how you guys want to think throughout the whole test here. Next one for you. This is from my actual quiz here for you. Affirmative defenses shift the burden of proof to the defendant to show legal justification or excuse. Common examples include self-defense, insanity, and duress. These do not deny the act, but argue it was legally permissible under the circumstances. Jurisdictions differ on how these defenses are evaluated. Some require a preponderance of evidence, while others only require raising reasonable doubt. The success of the defense depends heavily on the specific facts and legal standards applied. So, what can be validly concluded? A, affirmative defenses deny that the defendant committed the act. Or B, affirmative defenses always succeed if raised. Or C, affirmative defenses admit the act but justify or excuse it. Or D, affirmative defenses are evaluated the same way in every single state. So A, B, C, or D. Logically think about that. It's going to be C. Affirmative defenses admit the act but justify or excuse it. Think logically, okay? This is not like a civilian type test, you guys. All about logic. Let's do one more for you. The exclusionary rule prevents evidence obtained in violation of constitutional rights, particularly the Fourth Amendment, from being used in court. Its goal is to deter unlawful police conduct. However, exceptions do exist, including the good faith exception, inevitable discovery, and independent source doctrine. Courts weigh the seriousness of the violation against the reliability of the evidence and the extent of law enforcement misconduct. The rule does not apply equally in all cases, especially when public safety is at stake. Which one of the following can be validly concluded? A, all evidence obtained unlawfully is excluded without exception. B, the exclusionary rule exists to punish law enforcement. C, the exclusionary rule has exceptions based on how the evidence was obtained. Or D, the exclusionary rule only applies to private citizens. A, B, C, or D. If you said C, the exclusionary rule has exceptions based on how the evidence was obtained, with C, you got it right. You guys, my prep quiz has been out for over 7 years now. 50 heavy logical reasoning type questions for you. Of this, I have an 84% success rate. So what do I mean? People who take my quiz in the past 7 years pass the actual at an 84% success rate. You want to get ready for this logical reasoning quiz. Don't take a whim, don't take a chance. Do it right the first time so you can keep on with your mission. People take this test a lot and they fail. They're delayed, they're frustrated, and sometimes they don't come back. Don't be one of those people. Take this journey serious, all right? Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.